Normal sunny day. This is the dash. Here's the armrests, switches, dashboard. So I think it looks great. If you're trying to avoid the glossy black look and you want to minimize scratches, this is a great way to cover it all up. Steering wheel looks good. Thanks again, RPM Tesla. We're going to show you how to install our Model 3 indoor door wrap switch covers, which cover up the power unlock switches and the window switches today. Sorry, the name isn't defined or in gold yet, but basically you're going to get all 4 of the covers for your inside door handles to protect the glossy black finish that's on the center console. So we finally got them all done, and now we're going to show you how to put them on. So let's take a walk over, and we'll show you how simple this is going to be. This is the driver's side, front door, back door, driver's side, front door, back door, passenger side, front door, back door. And one of the greatest features about this is the emergency handle latch that everybody seems to keep pulling. So Tesla put these here in a real easy to get to place. This is an emergency door handle latch that a lot of valet parkers and mechanics, people that don't know Tesla, keep pulling on these, and when they break the cable inside the door, it's going to be trouble. So again, these are designed on the front doors to cover up that latch. It will still work if you know it's there and you pull on it. The vinyl's not going to stop it. It's just going to deter people from pulling on it. So let's start off with the main switch, this one right here. All right. And get some readers on, and we'll do this right. Now everybody should notice that for all the switches there is a cutout which lets the light shine through from the white buttons. Now during the day these are white, but at night these are illuminated. So those are your guide points for installing each of the switches, and you'll understand why in a minute. So first off, what we want to do is remove the driver's side stickers that are on top of the carbon fiber. And I also want to make a note that these match great on the steering wheels, also the dashboard wrap. And again, these are going the wrong direction. These are prototypes. They will be going from lower left to upper right to match perfectly. So you'll have a whole set matching. So if anybody notices they're backwards, please don't send me an email. We already know. So let's get started. And first of all, you want to clean off the door really well, the switches, and let's remove it from the sheet. So it's super easy. We put our transfer tape over the areas that you do not want to remove until you're putting it on the vehicle. So watch how easy this is. Again, this is carbon fiber. It's super thick. It's just as thick as any of the brushed metals. But what we recommend is squeegee the transfer tape down onto the buttons. Now this is going to increase the adherence of the transfer tape to the carbon fiber. So when you lift it off the sheet, you won't lose any of the parts, and you'll see that it comes off very nicely. So pull it back slow, make sure all of the window switches are coming with it. And once you get it in your hand, you're good to go. So you're going to be using those 4 little holes as our alignment, okay? So let's bring it down here and darken it up. So right now, I can't see much, but as I hold the part up and I suspend it over the door handles, over the actual buttons, I'm looking for 4 white tabs shining through. So notice there and there, I've got the front ones, and now I have the back ones. So everybody can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you see all 4 of the dashes and you see the entire part, you can stick it down. So right there, 1, 2, 3, 4. This side a little higher. So you'll see this little white illuminated button, and you'll know you're in the right spot. Now, the carbon fiber is going to fit perfect. So before we pull it up, I recommend taking the squeegee and tucking it in. Now we call these wraps because they do wrap. They wrap behind the part, they wrap over the edge of the emergency door release button, and this is really going to be a great deterrent. People have asked us to make a red X to put on here, but I don't know if you need that since we've already covered up the switch, right? So this switch here will be next. So maybe we could make a green switch or something to tell people this is the unlock button to get out of the vehicle. Again, this will be good for passengers and valet parkers or mechanics or anyone you take your car to that doesn't know the vehicle. So let's pick a corner and pull off the clear transfer tape. So just pull it back slow and make sure that you're not pulling up the carbon fiber. So see how simple this is? And again, the white illuminated switches or switch indicators are right below. Now we have the part down. We decided to make these longer. So notice that these little flaps here for the front windows actually extend downward. So we're going to just push them down. And they stick right to the glossy painted plastic. So now when you look at this on an angle, you're going to see all beautiful carbon fiber or brushed metal. Or maybe you have the XPEL Stealth and you're putting that on. We're going to make a different video for that because that's going to be a wet installation. And the last flap is the front, which covers up the button for the emergency door exit. And that's pretty much it. Okay, this is the driver's side. Just slide the squeegee around, trying to block the angle. It should fit perfect, not leaving any exposed glossy black except between the buttons. We didn't want to make the film to go down inside and get caught up and stuck between the buttons. They have to freely move up and down. So anyway, I want to put them all down since we're doing the whole car. And then now let's do the upper switch. So back to the sheet, we're on the passenger side. These are identical for front and back. So they're not labeled differently because they're the same. Again, same thing. Let's squeegee down the transfer tape so we get the entire button with it. And again, alignment is super simple. The white dash on here is going to go right over that dash. Then we're going to lay it down and wrap it over. So just use your fingers. Don't worry about touching any of the pressure sensitive adhesive. It's very resilient. And as soon as I can see it, so I kind of like to fold this back. So you might notice, everybody, that this is tucked underneath. So a smart way is just fold it back and go for that alignment. So I try to keep my hands out of the way. And once I can see that the dash is right over the white piece without it sticking, like right there. See, I found it. So the white dash is there, it's perfect, okay? So just press it down. And now for the top piece, we're going to lift it up and bring it over and press it down. Again, squeegee's a good thing to use here because you want to get it all the way up to the Alcantara lining on the doors. And make sure you're covering all of the glossy black. So this is going to be great. You're not going to see fingerprints. And again, with the squeegee, don't be afraid to tuck it inside. See, these panels are all put together with screws or snaps. So you have room to tuck things and wrap things. Okay? So now I'm going to go all the way down. And now I'm going to peel back the clear transfer tape. And this video is going to be about 3 hours by the time we finish all door handles. So we'll try to put a caption at the bottom identifying what section of the car we're on. So this is the front driver's side, obviously. So you can see the design of this one. We went completely around the button. Your button latches, you tuck it in, tuck the material in, and then wrap this under. You can take the squeegee, go around. Again, no glossy black showing. So if you zoom out a little bit, you can see how nice both these match everything with the gray stitching in the car and the gray carbon fiber. And again, this will be the same installation if you've bought our brushed steel, our brushed black metal, the carbon fiber, of course, and even the brushed titanium or the matte black. Everything will go on the same way as this, except if you want Expel or except if you want clear bra. So let's move right into the back seat since we're on the driver's side of the car, and we'll throw the next two pieces on. And again, you're going to have a lot of great protection as well as style, personalization. And all right, we've already prepped everything and cleaned everything. So again, first step is to squeegee down the clear transfer tape. This will increase the visibility and make sure it's real easy. Now watch how I'm holding this with 2 fingers in the forward of the handle and a couple in the back. And now I just look for the alignment of the white tab. I can see it there. And I always like to do this. Just push it down in the center so I can see the white tab, and then double check your alignment right or left. But we made these things really, really perfect with many, many hours to make sure we have a really good fit. And I see a little bit too much material here. So I'm gonna see if I can adjust this, because I don't wanna cover up the vegan leather, right? So I'm gonna push this down. So now the door handle, the actual switch for the window is still there, but I'm gonna move this up a little bit because I just wanna cover it perfect. And that looks good. So now you're looking for alignment of the oblong clear circle around the button. And that looks good. I see edge to edge. I'm not too far. And stick that right down. Okay. All right. And now everything's looking good there. I'm going to adjust it one more time. And don't worry, we'll work all this out before we start shipping parts. This helps us just clean up the pattern a little bit more. I'm going to go all the way to the Alcantara and all the way to the bottom, so there's no glossy black showing. Yeah, all right. And now we're ready. Again, there's no emergency exit cable in the back, so there's nothing to worry about here. This button here is the only way to get out of the car in the back seat. All right, so in the event of an emergency, you're climbing out the trunk or climbing over into the front. All right, so we'll take care of this little corner here, and we'll make sure that we're not covering up any of the vegan leather. So this one is installed, it's wrapped all the way down, and we'll make the small adjustment so it looks perfect. All right, let's go over to the passenger side, and we'll do the back seat first. So this is one take RPM Tesla. We don't edit our videos, we try to show you how simple it is. So you'll see when you attempt it, how it's not that hard. Okay, the lighting's even a little bit better in here. So let's start with the top piece. Obviously the larger one is for the front, and the transfer tape is sticking well. So again, we're just lining up our little rectangle and holding back this piece so it doesn't grab on the Alcantara. And once you are right over the illuminated white button, you still can move it back and forth a little bit, but I think that looks good because I can see the edges of the actual button, and that looks great. Now, squeegee it down, pull back the clear transfer tape, and you'll see how nice it grabs. Now it's gonna grab onto the glossy black, especially if you've cleaned it well. Now watch this little wrap. See, right behind the door handle. We're wrapping it. And now we're going to place this down, covering up all of the glossy. This side seems to be a little bit wider than the front. So we'll make sure we make this a little thicker. Okay, so again, none of this will be showing when we make the final one, but it looks like the back seat is actually wider than the front. Good thing we did this video. So we will label them front and back seat. And now for the actual window control cover. Again, take the narrower one. Passenger side and driver's side are narrower in the back seat. And again, I like to hold it from each side. That way I get a nice level perspective on the power window white slot that we're looking for. So you see I'm right up against both sides and I'm just looking for the white slot. And there is the illuminated button. And just make sure you can see lots of it and you look centered well. And then just touch that down. Touch all these sides, and that's it. It's a perfect fit. And I'm flipping over the front cover. And now when you push down on the squeegee, on the clear transfer tape, it actually makes it stick well to the carbon fiber. So we're pushing down the button, so it's pulling on the clear black glossy. All right, and then you can take your squeegee if you want, and you can always go around the edges to make sure it's wrapping nicely and where nothing is exposed. Tuck it in on both sides, tuck it in here. And again, we're gonna take care of this little corner so it's not gonna be showing on the vinyl. And we're gonna widen this piece. All right, let's move on to the front door. And then we gotta come back and do the back seat. We forgot to do this on the driver's side. All right, and now for the passenger front seat. Again, we've got it all cleaned up, ready to go. So simply remember to squeegee down on the clear transfer tape. Remove any excess material that might have been stuck to it that might say passenger side or driver's side. And it comes off easy. Again, this is very thick material, but it's very adhesive with the air locking channels, so if you get a bubble in it, you don't have to worry. So we're gonna cover up this emergency button and line this up right over the center of the single window switch. So I'm moving back and forth until I see the white dash. So now I can see I've got the whole dash exposed, the white dash. So I'm good right there, okay? And then, okay, squeegeeing everything down my finger. Take your squeegee, go around the corner, tuck that in, slide it down the side, wrap it around the actual switch. And this again hides that emergency exit latch very nicely. I think we'll have less problems because it is covered up. It is going to be dark inside of this area, you'll see most of the time. And then we're good here, good there. The last part for the front door is our curved power, let's call this a exit button, electrical exit button. And just pull it off, get all the dust off, hold the tip back and line up the white button. This can be done again at daytime or night, it doesn't matter. Once you see that lit up button, you know that vertically you are aligned. So then let's take off the transfer tape so you can pull it back and find any loose edge you want. Pull it off nice and slow. And again, warm air helps when you're doing this. If you guys try this in the cold, the material will become a lot more brittle. So you'll see now here, I'm just tucking this edge. I'm watching this side and tucking this edge and making sure I got all of the glossy black covered. Okay. And as I lay it down, if I see some, I just pull it back up, cover it completely on this edge. The other edge against the door, we will wrap. Remember how the squeegee goes in. So just wrap it inside there, cover this edge up, perfect. No glossy black showing. If you get a little bit of amounts there, just tuck it in. Again, you can tuck this on both sides. And then the corner, the edges. So that's covering that up very nicely. Okay. All right, let's go back and do the other back seat. And then we'll put a bunch of pictures showing all this off. All right. All right, so let's hit this one. And again, first step, squeegee the clear transfer tape down to help us locate the white button, and hold the tip back, lay the clear tape over, lay the decal over, and look for that white button. So there is the white slot there, okay? And again, you can move it back and forth to make sure you're on it, or you can see it. See how you can move it back and forth, right and left, up and down? So as long as you can see it good, you'll have no problem. Actually, I'm down on one side, so. Okay. So right there looks good. Alignment right there, so you can see right there back and forth what I'm going through. Once I get it, and I can see all the white button, and I can always make minor adjustments up here. So again, let's take the transfer tape off, and the back seat buttons are wider than the front, so we are admitting that we are just noticing this for the first time here. So if you compare this width on the back seat and the front seat, it is wider. So we will definitely correct this before we start shipping these out. And for now, I'm still going to lay it down and show you my best effort to cover up the glossy paint. So I'm just guiding it this way. And it lines up nicely. It just needs to be a little bit wider. And we'll make sure that's all gone. Cleared up. We'll take some close-up pictures of that, and we'll just make it a little bit wider for both back doors. That's it. RPM Tesla. These are the Model 3 door and window switch covers. I'll show some video here of the final installed product. Looks real nice, real dark. Black 3M 1080 series carbon fiber. Protection and style and deterrent of people pulling on this hidden emergency button. Thanks again, RPM Tesla.